think you and Tony have been throwing to each other since your 4th grade, right? Thereabout?
Yeah, we probably started throwing together, honestly, right around when I got called up. Before that, when we were in the minor leagues, we always had different throwing partners. I think he threw with Daniel Moscos, I threw with Michael Crota, but we threw with each other every now and then. But it's good to find a guy who does what you do, because then you can follow the same routine and have consistency in your throwing program. It's a performance thing.
Yeah.
It's finding a guy who does the same thing you do, because if you're going all of a sudden, you find a guy that wants to go to 300 feet, like foul pole to foul pole, and you don't do that, and all of a sudden your arm's going to be hurt and you're not going to be the same type of pitcher. But Tony and I both like to get on top of the ball. We like to feel extension. So playing catch with him to 120 feet, we bring it back into 90 feet, throw some change-ups, and then we catch each other's flat grounds. And it's consistent, and it helps us with our muscle memory, basically, and our consistent mechanics, so that we continue to be the same pitchers. We have to adjust, right? And if you have a guy who's throwing really hard at you, you better be ready and know what's coming. I've played catch with Cammy before, and it's difficult. He throws hard. I think my reaction times are just barely good enough to put my glove up in time. But you have to be able to, you have to know what they're throwing, and then you catch flat grounds a lot of times, which is like a 50-foot simulation of pitching off flat ground, where the one pitcher gets down and catches the other one. Right, and that's tough, because then all of a sudden you're not only catching Cammy's fastball, but you're catching his breaking ball too, and that's not easy. I mean, I don't feel bad for Locke. No, I think he's got to find a guy that does similar to what he does, though. I think he will. But he was lucky. I think it was really nice for him to have AJ too, because AJ kind of led him towards a path of a good throwing program. They were so consistent with it. They did it every day. They went out early. Throwing programs for pitchers are like batting practice for hitters, if not even more important. It's our chance every day to get in our practice and repetitions of throwing. So Jeff, I mean, hopefully he'll just take whatever AJ taught him and use it with whatever he throws with this year.
We're in the jokingly auditioning stage right now, where guys are playing catch with, and it was always Morton when it wasn't AJ. So now that with the departure of him as well, today was Nice, first time you break the ice with him. No, it's really not that big of a deal, but AJ always said one thing: is starters throw with starters. It's one thing he's always preached to me when he was here. And I'd like to hook on with some starter, because usually the throwing programs are pretty similar, and what the guys like to do are pretty similar. And you're never playing catch with the guy that's pitching tonight, of course. So you're never really in too much of danger. Hughes and Watson have played catch since forever. It's all about what you're comfortable doing. And I don't think guys think too much about it, but I like to know every day who I'm going to play catch with. Coming to the field, it's just one of those things that it makes your day a little bit easier knowing.